Hi, everyone. Happy
Oh,
Sunday.
oh, it looked
Did,
good.
did that intro video work? Sorry, I'm trying something new. Okay. Hi,
They say
everyone.
yes.
Happy New Year. Kendrick, I think we should work on an intro video that's the both of us for these.
Oh,
Wouldn't that
okay.
be fun?
Yes.
I'm gonna play around with something, and then I'll do some. We can do like an outro and stuff too. That'd be fun.
Oh, that was
Hi, everyone in the
nice.
chat. Happy freaking New Year. It is 2025. It is the first week of 2025. I have been trying to savor every day because I don't want another 2024 to happen where I'm like, wait, what do you mean it's December?
Exactly. It flew.
You know?
It was somehow like I feel like I hear a lot of people saying this. It was somehow like the absolute worst, but also the absolute best year. Like I don't. It's like the
Mhm.
best personal year, but just like worst year in general. Like let's get it the hell out of here. Let's start 2025 and see what happens because I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like 2024 never wanted to be 2024. It's like it didn't want to be a thing.
It had somewhere to be. It was trying to get out of here. It was
Yeah.
calling. It's like who all over there? What y'all doing? And no, I'm not.
Uh-huh.
And it got on out of here. That's what happened.
And it was like I don't. This isn't my thing. 2024 was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not feeling it. Let's
my
just
jam.
speed it up. Bye bye.
Yeah. Hi everyone.
I know. Hi everyone in the chat. I would like to show off. Kendrick got his tattoo, and his tattoo looks good. And he sent me some photos of it, and I turned it into a little. We can even add it to the stage. Ooh, look at that. So Kendrick, walk us through this tattoo.
Okay. So those that don't know, so I got this one locally. Y'all know my tattoo artist for the most part is in New York, but I got this one here in Memphis. I'm like, I figure I'll have until I move up there. I have one here. I have a travel one for New York, and then I have my home one in New York when I actually move there. But this one is so I'm a huge Watchmen fan. And so I think we talked about this recently actually on the podcast. I was like, watch Watchmen if you like the Penguin because it's like more comic booky, but it's still like a great story, that kind of stuff. But Regina King is the main character. I love her. She's my favorite actress. I watch anything she's in because I know it's going to be good. She's a phenomenal actress. And the character she plays is Sister Night. And so now that's become one of my favorite like characters in comic book lore. And so bada boom, bada bam, ba bam. I got her. I love her.
I love her. I have more shots of it. That's beautiful. How long did that take, Kendrick?
Shockingly, not nearly as long as I thought it would. It took maybe 5 hours.
Shit,
maybe 5,
that is
4 to 5.
This is the thing. This is the thing about people who get tattoos. Okay, you can't just be a casual tattoo fan or something. I mean, I guess you could get like your little tiny one here and there, but if you are into getting tattoos, it is a very specific person.
Yes.
Like you guys sit there for so long and it hurts. I'm sorry, it hurts. Okay. I went with my friend one time. She got a tattoo on her like right. I guess this is a really sensitive spot to get it though, like right by your wrist, like in the forearm. And this woman was already kind of covered in tattoos, and she was just chatting with me while the guy was getting ready. And then a couple times, even she had to be like, "Oh God, it hurts." And I'm like, "See, now, I don't understand why you want to do that."
Let me tell you, it really is about placement of the tattoo, and people that get tattoos will tell you. I mean, like obviously it's needles jamming you, so you got to get used to that anyway. But like here, there's gonna be like depending on who you are, me, that might have a little more fat and stuff, so that's really like not that bad. Down here, that's like that's like bone. So it's like
bones, exactly. When it's God.
And you know what's funny? Because like this actually, when you had the picture up. You can see I actually got a tattoo covered down here.
Oh, you did? Which one?
Yeah, so like that right there. Like if you look very close at the bottom, you can see I had an old tattoo there, but they covered it up, so you can't really tell. We were gonna do it in white, but I was like, no, that's gonna be too aggressive.
Right here?
I was just like down like in the cross, like inside the cross. If you look, that's not actually like in a design. That's like an old tattoo. But we were like, oh, that works. Like it's fine. Like let's just leave that.
Like in no way would you have known. That's a good cover up because it like incorporated it naturally. Yeah, no. That's great.
Exactly.
It totally works.
That area, I remember telling him because like my leg, I got Storm right here. Storm is from like top of shoulder down to like forearm on the other arm. and it did not, like, I sat through that. That was 10 hours of work. I sat through that like no problem. There was sometimes it hurt because like when he did the white, he had to go back over like the tender area. So it was like, oh god, when black people get white, it like just lighter skin basically. It's not like actual white, but and so
Oh, that's
that's what
cool.
it
I didn't
does.
know that.
And so you'll be able to see, like, if you look at her
So the
eyes, you can
ink
kind
that
of
they
see the
put
white
in is
there.
totally white? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
but it like lightens up, and so it's crazy how they
Oh.
like do stuff with like the insider hood is black, but then like he does like spots of gray to make the mask black. It's all crazy. Like they
Oh, I
just
see this shading. This shading,
yes,
this is gorgeous shading. Shading is like
damn.
what's so crazy is that this is like your skin and a needle, and it's making these. It looks like brush
Mhm.
strokes. So yeah,
I
finding a good
wish
tattoo artist is really vital if you're a tattoo
yes.
person.
I wish I can show you like what it looks like, because it always amazes me when they put like actual stencil down like on your body, what it looks like and how they, because it looks nothing like this. It's like a basic outline. I'm like, how are you gonna make that into this? And then they do it. I'm like, holy, like you're amazing, my god.
And that's where the artistry is. Like they are actual like artists because they are
Mhm.
drawing it and creating it.
Exactly, they're
Um,
good.
wow then. Well, I love it. I love it. I love it.
But for people, just so y'all know, for people that want to get a tattoo, the wrist might not be a good place to start, because that easily, from my experience, is the most painful. And I thought as he went up the forearm, it was going to get easier. Only slightly. Only slightly. The wrist is where he started, and it hurt like a
Oh,
monkey funky.
oh, I keep
My
getting
God.
shivers. Oh, the thought of it against
Yeah.
the bone. Oh, that makes my whole body have a shiver. I can't
See,
stand it.
Emmeline Catherine said she has 7. Her wrist didn't hurt. I'm curious, Emmeline,
Woo!
what area did hurt for you? Because I hear people say different things. Some people say the shoulder hurts super bad. Some say wrist, like me, because my wrist, my God, both times. I feel like that's why I stopped getting tattoos back in the day, because the wrists were the last things I got done. I was like, never mind. I was like, I'm okay.
Ooh, I want
Yeah,
it. Maybe it depends on what you get.
right. That's probably a lot too, because shade, like the actual like
And if you're in like
outlining and stuff.
if you're not on the bony part, maybe that's not as painful.
Right. A little fat ain't
Oh,
never hurt nobody.
oh my God. I'm telling you that the thought of that's why I don't do tattoos. And also my friend, the same friend who I went with, she was my first and only friend that had tattoos at the time.
Mhm.
She was talking about the meaning behind all of her tattoos. And it made me realize, like, oh, you don't want to just be that girl who shows up and is like, here's a flower. I think I want to put that here or whatever. Like, I respected the culture enough to be like,
Yeah.
there's nothing I care about enough to put it on my body like that. It just, I don't connect
Yeah.
to it. So I will not disrespect the culture of tattooing because it's a thing.
I get it. It's like I'm that way too, because like I love everything that I like talk about has big meaning.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got all these other ones, like when I was 18, as soon as I hit 18, I got
As
these
soon as you
first
hit
3.
18,
Yes, and hate them all, and now I'm covering all of
you
them
hate
up.
them all. That's
Yeah.
exactly what my friend did. My friend got one on her fucking boob. And
Oh,
she's like, oh, I can't ever get it covered up because I'm not going to be drunk and 18 again,
right.
like sitting there with my tit out.
Right.
And so she's like, I regret it so much. Like, what was I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people just wait, maybe just wait until you're 21 at least, and then start the tattooing, because
And
you
just
don't want to start
remember that,
covering
like,
up.
whatever you're thinking is super vital at that point in time. Like, you just want to wait a little bit because, it's like, yeah,
Exactly. I'll do
yeah.
a tattoo reveal like every 2 months, because I plan on getting a lot more this year and a lot more next. I'm getting sleeves and
I love it.
things are
God,
happening.
I love that.
Ooh,
What a
before we
fun
move
little, like,
on.
what a fun Kendrick factoid, right? Like,
All
he's like
right,
this
thank
tattoo
you.
guy. Like,
Let me tell you, you're gonna cringe so hard, and I almost hate to tell you this though. But now, and it's taken a lot, because I never thought I would like do anything, like I'm not gonna do anything on my face
I
ever,
was
ever,
like,
ever.
what
And I'll
are
never
you
do my
about to
face.
say?
But I want one back of ear,
Ooh,
like
yeah.
going down,
Sexy.
like the neck. Yeah, right. Like I see the people
Sexy.
on Love Island always have 'em. I'm like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
love that. And so I think what
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do, y'all tell me if y'all hate this idea in the comments. Um, I love the idea, because like some people get like a long rose back there, something like that. I want to find an old like document with my dad's signature, who's passed away, and I want to get that like small and just kind of going down my neck, behind the ear, going down like kind of the neck right there. And I want that to be like my little carry him around with me everywhere I go. Something like that, a little something meaningful. I
I
like people.
love that.
Oh, thank you.
It's like
Okay,
it's what I like it when it's like an unexpected but a sexy spot on a man.
Yes, I like it.
You
I
know, like
like
their
it.
neck, a man's neck. Yeah, big fan of that. Big fan of that. I love all the tattoo. People are sharing their tattoo stories in here. This is fun. I
Yeah.
have 50% body coverage and the rib. Everyone
Ooh.
does say the rib is the worst.
Oh, I can definitely believe that. I mean, that's straight
Yep.
like boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
Oh,
boom, boom. Yeah,
I
especially you don't have a lot of
can't.
body fat either. My God, I can
Yeah,
only
yeah, yeah,
imagine.
yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Woo. No, thank you. Um, all right, let's move into some stories and then we're gonna get to some Golden
Okay.
Globes thoughts and feels because the Golden Globes
Okay.
are tonight. And I
You
will
know, I love
be
award show predictions, so this is fun.
yes, you do. You do love award show
Hmm.
predictions. Let's start with something like a big bummer, though. Let's start with a big bummer
Okay, yeah,
first.
get it out the way. Get it out the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, a bunch of people are being charged in Liam Payne's death.
Yes. My
Okay.
God.
So this just shows you don't want to party with celebrities because this would not normally be happening if just some regular old person had decided to jump off the second store balcony or whatever it
Hmm.
was and, end up to their peril.
Yeah.
Uh I so the people that have been arrested though, you got someone who just partied with him. It seems like this waiter Brian was charged. He's like, I didn't supply him the drugs. I just partied with him. Now, either way, it's not like Liam died of a drug overdose.
Right.
So that's kind of why I'm confused why they're trying to like come after this guy. It's like, I like totally, but it's not as if the drugs were bad and that was the cause of death.
Right. They were.
Unless
Are they
they're trying to
saying
say
like?
he was hallucinating or something, but, like, that to me, I'm like, "Well, that doesn't seem fair."
Well, to me, even more so, how do you prove that in the court of law? Like, if he was
Yeah.
up there, because unless y'all are saying, like, well, eyewitnesses are saying that he was saying all this stuff before he jumped or he did like that, but you can't prove that the drugs caused that. That might just been a mental break or like, that's gonna be hard to prove in court. Like, I don't know how that. It either has to be more to the case that they haven't shared with us yet, or I don't see how this holds up in court.
The other people that were charged, I do kind of understand
Okay, okay.
because let's see, let me go back to it. You've got, the hotel manager. Now,
Right
you see,
here.
remember, we talked about it here on this show, like, the the security footage of them like hog tying Liam Payne to get him back up to his room was absurd. I guess he had been in
Yeah.
the lobby and he'd been making a whole disruption, and someone must have said he's not allowed to leave this hotel because rather than just like let him go do his thing, they
Mhm.
took one arm, another arm, and took him up back to his room, kicking and screaming. That seems bizarre.
Which makes you it had don't you think that like a manager or something was behind like all of this saying like, okay, something's going on over here. We need to keep him here out of the press, keep him in this hotel, don't let him leave no matter what. And if that's the case, then I mean, I don't know if they need responsibility, but they need to say something because they letting all these people other people hang out to dry. And it's like, well, you're the one that made these people like
Mm-hmm.
do all this stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
what's going on?
And it's the other one of the other people that's been charged. And by the way, they're not like in jail. They're just not. They're barred from leaving Argentina.
Mm,
But the other one is like the head of security that day or something. I'm like, yeah, okay. So the hotel people, I give you.
yeah.
I do. I give you. There's also someone who's like he called himself a dear friend of Liam Payne, Roger Norris, and he's like allegedly a former manager. I don't
Mm,
really understand exactly how all of the like the guy jumped off the balcony and it killed him.
right.
So the hotels, sure, I get, but like I'm finding a hard time seeing how you're all going to be able to get connected to this. Like I just
Right. After
don't
like tearing up the
understand.
room too, though, right? If I'm
Yeah.
remembering correctly.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Teared her and
This will
they pulled a mirror out of the room either so that he wouldn't hurt himself or maybe like not break it or something, but like
yeah.
They knew he was trashing. They called, the hotel called the police because he was trashing the room and being disruptive. But like,
right.
why did you guys need to keep him in the? So it's a shame that his death has turned into this. But like, really, seriously, you don't want to be partying with celebrities. Listen, like, if this goes down like this, my God.
Yeah, you're in the news forever. You're Googleable now, and you don't want to be Googleable.
And this hotel,
doesn't it make you feel like? Now, I don't know. I always felt like the lawsuits, at least, that were going to come out of this, were going to be like because of the actual like building safety issue. Maybe that's because I'm such a hotel thinking person.
Exactly.
But I'm thinking like, okay, you got a good civil suit on your hands. Why in the mess is it so easy to jump over this balcony and like do that? Like that seems way. I don't know that whole like looking at those pictures.
Sense.
I was like, I don't know.
But being like criminally charging these people, it's like, well, what the hell? No,
right.
But the true issue is, you are so right. Like that is the number one issue is the building. Like, why the hell would you not have any barrier or a barrier that only goes up like 3 feet or whatever?
Right.
It looks like you're just asking for it.
Right. And I get, oh God, I'm so like two-minded about this because like I feel like I assume more people will be charged, but I'm also like, oh no, I'm like, I don't know. It's also, I feel like there's more to it. I feel like there's more that we, the public, don't know, and they want me to like make leaps about a lot of these things that are happening, and I feel like we're just not willing to do that yet. Like connect the dots for us. I just feel like there's a couple of dots in the middle that are missing, and just Pac-Man that shit for us. Let us get the dots.
Because at this point, it's like, it was a tragic incident for sure,
right?
But why are we criminally charging people who work there and whatever? Like, unless it's like they've uncovered some big conspiracy where they were trying to like keep him there and torture him, and then he ended up escaping or something.
Ooh.
Right? Because I don't believe it.
Right. See, there's more to it. I feel like as the weeks go on, we're going to learn more about why these people are. I mean, like, I know because obviously all we're going to hear about is like, oh, well, that guy was charged. He gave him drugs, or this guy was charged. He was a manager or something like this. And it's like, that's not enough. Give me more. Like, what, not that we need more, but give me more to know, like, why I should think these people should be responsible for this. Because the way it was all presented to us at first, it was a horrible, tragic accident that, I mean, quite possibly was drug related, drug induced, whatever. That, I don't know. It just seemed like it was all tragic, you know,
and not like sinister, but what do we know? Apparently,
right? We'll see. We always start talking about something like week 1, and then by week 18, we're like, oh shit, what's going on? What's going on?
We'll get to, and I've already learned quite a lesson this year. Okay, so we'll be getting to that. We'll get to that in a second.
I literally did not watch that. I liked that video, and I kept going because I'm like, okay, I want her to explain this to me when we get here about Justin and Blake. So I'm anxious.
Okay, wonderful. Jay-Z's, I guess he scored a bit of a legal victory in this whole lawsuit. So the overall lesson I've learned is that the filings can have anything in them.
Yeah.
Anything. Like there does not need to be facts. It's up to the other side to poke holes in the charges or in the allegations. But I've learned that a filing can literally have anything. And I'm actually ashamed of myself because I noticed that I figured this out. I don't normally read filings, but when Rachel sued Tom and Ariana from Vanderpump, I read that filing and I was like, wait a minute, this is just some weird shady, like it was just drama. I was like, this is a legal filing. But apparently, Emily D. Baker has her law nerds that they've been commenting a lot. They're like, yes, Emily D. Baker has taught us that filings are truly just shade at this point. It doesn't there doesn't need to be any facts in there. And so I should maybe stop I know I should stop reading them and this is evidence for the court of law. And I will be reacting as such.
It's like an MLA format and Chicago format, APA. So you're reading, you're like, oh my God, this has to be true. Like look at that paragraph indent. Like, oh my God, it's so like
Yes,
it's so
there's
real.
numbers. There's
Yes,
numbers and things.
yes. There's smaller font here, but then it gets big again. It's like, yes,
Yes.
that's a
And then
quote.
there's
Okay.
lines here on the side. It just
Yes.
shows me that we are in a formal document. But like,
Yes.
but honestly, a lot of what I'm figuring out too is publicists and lawyers very much work hand in hand.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It makes sense. Like if a publicist is putting together a statement, they want to run it through legal or whatever. But like the filing itself becomes public record. And that is like its own PR campaign.
Yep.
And
Ooh.
so I'm going to start reading filings more objectively.
Okay.
With a little more discernment. And yeah. But okay, let's back to Jay. This is what, so this lawyer that Jay has, he is doing anything he can. He doesn't give a fuck that the last judge was like, you're kind of ruining this for your client. Like you're being so obnoxious. Like, stop it. He doesn't care. He found this like perfect loophole. So in September of 2000 was when the alleged incident occurred. But the Gender Motivated Violence Act, the New York City law that offered civil recourse to victims of gender motivated violence, meaning sexual assault, that came into effect December of 2000. So the incident allegedly happened in September. Oh. This didn't come into play until December, it seems.
Oh, and he's like, y'all are trying to retroact this, and it doesn't work that way. Oh.
And so because of that, the judge ruled that they are allowed to officially file a motion to dismiss.
Yes.
I mean, they're just filing it. It's just approval to file it. It's not like it's been honored or anything. But that was well done, dude. Well done, lawyer.
That's right out of a TV show there. Like that kind of stuff where you're like, don't you feel like, I feel like Mike on Suits would have caught that. He'd be like, you know what, Harvey, here we go. That's this. They did this in September, but it was in December and all like that. He would have caught that, and then it would have got dismissed in court. The other big law firm would have got really pissed off and plotted revenge. It would have been great. Great episode. Great finale. Yeah.
Would have been wonderful.
Love it.
So I guess congratulations, Jay.
For now, maybe.
For now?
I don't know.
It's so crazy. Like, this is such an intense thing to be going through. And then he's just showing up at because Beyonce has not stopped. Her train has not stopped rolling. And he's just there, like, that's not easy, man.
Y'all like the choreo? I know the choreo now.
Choreography. Have you been practicing?
I wake up every morning and I watch Beyonce Bowl. So yeah,
that's actually a good idea. That'd be a good workout.
Yo, yes it is.
It is. Because like I don't know how that bitch does what she does. I'm dead serious. Like people do not understand how hard it is just to dance, but to dance and perform and be smiling. And I don't know how she's not out of breath. I don't know how she does her tours. I don't know how she does it physically. I genuinely mean that.
I love that, like, because she wanted to separate from her dad, like, and manage herself and all this kind of stuff. But I love how much she goes back to like him and Tina, like the way that they raised and trained them when they were like just starting out, like in Girls' Time and Destiny's Child. Because she always talks about how, like, yes, I can perform this way in heels because they would make us run on a treadmill in heels, and I put on big socks to pad my feet, and like all these tricks you only know if you're like in the dancing world and in the performing world and all this stuff. And it's like, couldn't have been me. I would have quit. Gladly too. So applause to you, sis. Thank you, Jeanette. How nice.
What did I miss? Oh, thank you, Jeanette.
King wished us a happy new year.
Well, we appreciate that so much. Thank you so much.
I'm glad people love the Suits reference. Yes.
Yes, the Suits reference. Okay, then let's go on to another sad little story real quick.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not that. It's okay. Paige and Craig have broken up.
Oh, the happiest story of the year. Yes. Okay.
The happiest story of the year. It's okay. So I don't know where everybody stands on the situation at all, but I can only speak from my perspective. And that is that for me, Paige was the best thing that happened to Craig. And I was like tolerant because I know you're not watching Southern Charm. It's pretty boring. I got to tell you, you're not missing much. But on Southern Charm, it's like a big talking point. Their relationship is playing out on the season.
Yeah.
And he's getting like Craig's storyline is that he never goes out because he's always focusing on work. And you can tell that the other guys are kind of hinting that it's Paige that's making him act different, you know, that's going to be his storyline, right?
Yeah.
However, for me, there was something a little manic about the way Craig is like, I just work all the time. I don't have time to see anybody. I don't like to go out. I just want to be at my house. I'm like, there's just something that feels a little bit manic and not just because he's being responsible, if that makes any sense. So then finding out that they've broken up makes me just look at Craig a little different. I'm like, okay, I feel like for the last however long they've been together, she's been trying so hard to accept that Craig is nuts.
Just accepting facts.
And like it always seemed like I couldn't understand why she just didn't want to settle down. But then I was like, oh, maybe it's a geographical issue because he lives in a different state and a whole different world down there. And she's such a New Yorker and da 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 da.
Right.
But I
didn't want to leave her mom, right? If I'm remembering right.
Wouldn't want to leave her mom. Yeah, that was a little moment. But I think that even if Craig stopped drinking like he did and is focusing on work and doing all that, he's still just kind of nuts. And Paige is not. And that's kind of what makes her can make her a little boring, if you will, at times. As where Craig is not boring, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's because he's like insane. And it was only like 2 seasons ago on Charm that he was like cancelable. But then he got with Paige, and then it's like, you know what? If she's got him under control, maybe like she can. But to find out that even she has kind of been like, okay, that's just not gonna work. I'm like, I am not. I see people giving Paige all kinds of hell. People were trying to say that she cheated on him. I don't think that that's at all. I think it's actually more sad if it's just what it is, which is like it just isn't gonna work. Not like someone cheating, you know?
I say all the time, like, how confusing it must be to like be alive now because I'm a man. Literally, like I'm a man and men are horrible. But then on the other hand, I'm like, God, if you're a woman, sometimes like women will find you to be the problem no matter what like the situation is. Like not knowing anything about like Paige and Craig's breakup, the comment section from other women that were ready to go and pay. I was like, wait, what did I miss? Like, I feel like I missed a scandal in this somehow. Like, all I'd heard was this clip of the Giggly Squad podcast where she was talking about like they were in different places or whatever. We broke up, yada yada yada. The way people were attacked, and I don't watch not Southern House. Chad, what's this? Summer House anymore.
You know what? Cute. I actually like that.
There we go. Instead of Paige Egg, instead of that. I don't know. I feel like it's so weird. I feel like you can't win. Like either way it goes. Like men are horrible, women are horrible. We're all just terrible. And it's just like, how are we surviving right now in this world? How is it happening?
It's so true.
I want to be a dog.
It's so true. Ooh, I would too. My entire and basically, I use like cute animals as my like grounding force. So my entire For You page, all of my browse, everything is like cute animals, just to like because nothing's wrong there. They're the cutest.
Mine is animal tattoos and hot man. You know,
I already knew you were going to say hot men. Most gay men, when you open up their Instagram and you look at their brows, it's like gay,
mostly out of the country too. I'm like, oh, where you at? I'll visit there one day. Okay.
Typically, this is totally unrelated, but I just need to say this publicly for everyone to know that Kendrick's joke last week about Kim Richards. If you guys didn't hear it, if you weren't here, we were telling how Kim called the police to tell them that someone took her cat and returned it and then was talking about her issues with Kyle. And Kendrick goes, ma'am, this is a Wendy's. And I have thought about that joke and cried laughing over and over again. like all week long. I'm talking like tears would come out. I'm just like, it's so fucked up that he did that.
Because
but it's what we were thinking. It's exactly what I was thinking.
I just cannot imagine calling the police to tell them, well, someone took him, but they brought him back. It's like, okay, why am I here? Like, I have things to do. Like, leave me the hell alone. Why are you bothering me?
I think what made it even better is because like I was kind of trying to delicately touch it, like, you know, clearly she was having an episode.
And then there's me.
And then just like, but like you waited too. You waited for me to get it out, and then you just like, ma'am, this is Wendy's. It killed me, and I have laughed about it all fucking week long. Yeah. Oh, see, I've definitely been thinking about that Wendy's joke all week too. I'm telling you, it was so good.
That would have drove me crazy. Like, what do you mean? Like, well, I drove all the way out here. And you know, none of them live near each other either in Beverly Hills. Like, I drove all the way out here. And you said they didn't brought the damn animal back. You said they took it. Was it ever gone? First of all, was it just like in the tree?
Yeah, exactly. Like, was it just lost in the house somewhere?
Exactly. They brought it back. No, they didn't.
They brought it back. Okay, they brought it back. Oh my God, that was too good.
Thank you, Stephanie. Stephanie gave us a little change too.
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah. Appreciate you.
I like the colors. Otherwise, I would not see anything because you know I'm blind as hell. So.
Yeah. Speaking of, guys, I'm ashamed to say this is what's happening, but so my right eye I've been having issues with. I've been having issues with it for like a couple months now. I thought it was a sty, and then but like it feels sometimes like I'll be blinking, and then suddenly it feels like something's in my eye, and it hurts. Well, last week I made the grave error of trying to investigate it myself and clean it out, but I ended up scratching my eyes so bad that I got like eye patches, and I had an eye patch on. It was so, but then now I'm realizing though that I watch screens so much, and I don't always have my protective eyewear on.
Yes.
And so I think I've just like almost like burned my right eye. So if I'm ever wearing sunglasses again it's because literally I'm about to go get my prescription put in all of my sunglasses so that I can have like prescription sunglasses. Because I'm not kidding you guys. I'm wearing sunglasses at night in bed while I'm looking at my phone because it was hurting my eyes so bad. So protect your eyes. Okay.
Yes.
Protect your fucking eyes. Oh my God.
One of the first comments too when we came in here, I don't know who said it, but someone said that they loved your glasses, by the way.
Oh, so thanks.
They're loving the look. There we go.
These are prescription. The frames, I get asked a lot about the frames. They were just I looked on Amazon. I wanted aviator frames with I wanted like a light color aviator frame, and I just searched Amazon. Sunglasses though, and I got the sunglasses and then had them put my prescription in. I have people ask me about my glasses all the time. That's a good trick because frames are expensive, and then you also have to put your prescription in them.
Especially, let me tell y'all something. If you're a real glasses wearer, you know when you go to the eye doctor, baby, unless you go into that little 2 for $50 section, and nobody wants those glasses. Okay, let's be honest. We all grown. Don't nobody want them damn glasses. Unless you go into that section, I got my prescription glasses that I wear them every now and then on the show. They are Ray-Ban.
I love them.
Thank you. I love them. I'm obsessed with them. But at the doctor, my God. And I was so mad because my sister, I was like, I don't know why I keep doing this when I can just literally go online, take my prescription, and like get some glasses somewhere else that I actually love. My sister came and she just told me, she's like, oh my God, I found this website. I bought 4 pairs of frames and I get my site put in all of them. They're amazing. She showed me them. I was like, oh my God, I love every single one of these. So she goes into the office with a different pair of glasses every day. I'm like, I'm so jealous.
Where do we go?
I don't know. I'll text her and ask her because it was amazing, whatever she showed me. I loved them all.
Yeah, text her, ask her, because we are definitely going to because I am looking for a bunch of more frames. I'm tired of having the same thing over and over. These have blue light blockers, like these prescription glasses. They have blue light blocker, but even they were not helping. I needed sunglasses. Yeah. Like in the bed last night at like 11 p.m. Okay, now let's get to this. Okay, the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing. Okay. Here's the thing. When I read his filing, it really clicked that you really must be able to write anything because his filing is simply so different to Blake's. And so that equals you can write anything in a filing because that must not be fact-based if both people can write totally opposite stories about the same thing in a legal filing. Okay?
Right.
Now, I am not saying I believe either side, but if we are going to go with Justin Baldoni's allegations about the process, this is what he alleges happened. Okay. And this is also what was leaking too about like Blake being difficult to work with and shit. Like, so she gets cast. They'd already pulled a bunch of wardrobe for the character, but Blake decided she did not like any of it. And she asked if she wanted them to change it, which was spending a lot of money. You had to spend a lot of money to like have the wardrobe person go get it and pull more looks and pay for that and da-da-da. This is just one example. She was also doing rewrites and she was changing schedules according to them. And then she was taking like innocuous moments that were happening between the producers and her and saving them up for later to eventually accuse them of sexual harassment. So that's a diabolical plan. Like that, like, so she gets on set or she gets there and she wants to take over control of the film. That's clear to them. And then she's like, when she sent them this document that I was all up in arms about with the provisions on what was required on set moving forward to finish production. It was this like list of weird demands. They said, like, they were like, well, yeah, okay, we can promise there's going to be an intimacy coordinator on set for intimate scenes because there already is one. Or the ones that said like no more showing naked photos of or videos of your wife to Blake. Allegedly, the producer that she accused of doing that was like, I showed her the birthing video of our child, but that's it. And I'm like, so wait a minute. So you guys are saying that, like, because you're saying that's the only video you've ever shown of your wife, and Blake took that moment, remembered it, and then put it in this fucking document later? Goodness that's sinister, man. Like, that is sick. Yeah. And then there was one that said no more Justin Baldoni is no more hour-long meetings with Blake with Justin crying. Okay. He's like, the filing is like, what happened was the wardrobe that she demanded they change, she got photographed and it got leaked with her on set in the clothes, and social media was like, what the fuck is she wearing? What is happening? She looks horrible. And Sony Pictures, who was the distributor for the film, they were like, we got a problem because this is the marketing basically and people hate it and what's going on. So Justin says he went to her trailer to have the delicate conversation about the wardrobe issue and the backlash and the whatever. And according to his filing, he did tear up at one point because Blake complimented him as a director and an actor. Aww. And I'm like, well, that's real convenient. No. Like, that's like that's what happened. Like, doesn't that just not make sense? That just seems like that's such an extreme version of what happened. Like, like he went from him crying for hours to I teared up at one point, and it was because she told me I was such a great director and actor. Like, well, that's so nice of her. Like, what? That just some of it just feels like so extremely the opposite direction. But okay, let's say that's what happened though. Let's say that's what happened, and she said, "Oh, I'm going to use this later." And then there was the intimacy coordinator thing. That was a big sticking point for me. Like, I was like, how fucking dare they not it's a SAG requirement. Right. Well, then they show a text message of Blake saying she didn't need to meet the intimacy coordinator ahead of filming. And I guess that's like not common. I guess it makes sense that you want to like map it out with I guess that makes sense. It's the text message of her saying, no, I don't need to meet her ahead of time. So that was him being like, see, she didn't even want to meet the intimacy coordinator. Now, I don't know if it proves that their intimacy coordinator was on set all the time for the appropriate scenes. But then speaking of, Blake said in one of the provisions for that requirement to return to production was no more improvising kissing. And I was like, ew, what the fuck does that mean? You know, like if you're in a scene and like they're like, let me just start kissing. It's like, whoa, I don't think that that's what I would want either. Like, I don't want you improvising anything. These are things that like you need to discuss ahead of time.
Yeah.
But he says that they had to write the scenes together. He wanted to write the intimate scenes together with her. Mm-hmm. Which is also how he ended up talking about his sex life, because in one of the provisions, it was like, no more discussing your sex life with your wife, with Blake. And so he's like, that's what I was discussing, it was for the scene to like bring realness to the scene. And then the improvising.
That's weird though. I will say that's weird though. Yeah. Like you that, why, like, just, I don't know. I feel like you don't need to bring your wife into it, because then, like, that's gonna make someone look at your wife like every time you get to meet her on set, you're like, oh God, he said he had you doggy style on the kitchen table, like, you thinking other things. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to think of her like that. So that one I get, like, that's like, we don't, if we're mapping this out, we don't need to like. She's like, well, Blake and his BBC, he doesn't have a BBC option, but if Blake and his, big old thing came in there and did all this stuff, not Blake, Ryan, if Ryan came in and he, brought his big old thing in there while we did it, you're like, okay, I don't need to know all of that. Justin might want to know that, but like the average person doesn't need to know that much detail about your personal sex life to write this scene. Like we know what sex is. Like we don't need that.
Yeah. And they talk specifically about what it was too. Like in the filing, it says that they were discussing that Justin's character Blake's character would orgasm, and then that would be the end of it, that Justin's character wouldn't need to have sex or something. And Blake said, oh, that would be mortifying. That I don't like that. I would hate that if it was me. And then he said, well, no, it was like the best sex my wife and I had ever had, or something like that.
Okay. This is a lot to take in.
I know. It is a lot to take in. But okay, if we are to believe that Justin's side, because the only reason I'm presenting it like this is because I presented Blake's side as if it was cold hard fact.
Right.
It's only fair that if I'm going to keep doing shit like this and reporting on cases, which I should never do again. What was I thinking? Yes. I need to be more fair. And so if we're believing Justin's side, according to them, they get this document originally it was only 17 provisions. The one that was in Blake's filing, and by the way, she has filed a lawsuit. I know a lot of people didn't realize she had. Initially, it was a complaint. She's officially filed a lawsuit now. Okay. But in the lawsuit, there was like a 30-point provision thing, and someone said it actually changed later to a 17-point thing. So that's a big sticking point. If you just put a whole fake document in one of these filings, like, dang, you just put anything in there.
Right.
But they get this document and they're like, we already are doing all of this. None of this is what's happening. And we're so all in with Blake at this point, it would cost us millions of dollars to fire her and like move on.
Right. Sure.
So they agreed to it, but it's kind of like if you're saying you need to have an intimacy coordinator on set at all times and you already have an intimacy coordinator on set at all times, they're like, sure. Okay, Blake, cool.
Right.
So then there's the other big part of Blake's thing is that they had this meeting before they returned to production. And apparently they were supposed to go to start production on January 5th. And like the night of January 4th, they were told to go to Blake and Ryan's home, where according to Justin, all Ryan did was berate him because they found out that Justin had asked Blake's trainer how much she weighed. And he was like, why the fuck would you need to know that? Whatever. But Justin was like, no, I was saying it because I have a bad back and I was going to train with my trainer to make sure I was ready for the scene that we had. And according to Justin's filing, Ryan just was incensed and just like kept berating him. And it was so bad that the Sony representative who was there was like, I should have stepped in. Now, what I would say though is if I'm going to, because I got to be fair here, if Blake felt as uncomfortable as she stated in those provisions, then wouldn't it kind of make sense that Ryan Reynolds would be fucking furious at that
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
You know? But
I
is
would
Blake
hope
lying
so.
to Ryan?
Right. It's there's so many moving parts to this. You just like, oh God, because I would almost assume that most people would want their partner to like have a visceral reaction to them telling them like the person I'm working opposite with every single day is literally making me feel like a piece of meat or making me feel terrible or making me feel like this way. So I would expect him to have like a now I don't know if y'all need to call the whole office to the house now so you can you but I don't know if I believe that either to customer. He probably brought it up. That makes sense, but I don't know if Ryan brought them over there specifically to talk about
Just
why
to
you
say
asking about
that.
my that I don't know if that tracks for me.
Yeah, it's a little thin. Like that's all the meeting was about. And they did
Right.
receive that, and they had, even according to their own filing, they had received the 17 whatever point provision document with the requirements to return. They received that via email months prior. So they, they did know that these were points of contention for Blake. However, if all Blake wanted was according to this filing, all Blake wanted was control of this movie. She just wanted control of it. She ends up kicking him out of editing. It's her cut that ends up that we get. That's the theatrical release is her cut. He was not even allowed to edit the thing. There's all these text messages showing the editors and asking like, "Hey, Justin, when are you coming in?" He's like, "I can't come in. She's not letting me come in." And they're like, "Oh man, that why would Blake want to control a movie that bad? Is it because has she not done a movie in a while and she was like, I need this to be the best movie ever?
Can I admit something? I as much conversation as there is around this movie, I still haven't seen it. Should I watch
I
it?
haven't either. I know.
Oh, should we watch it for research, or are we just
Yeah,
gonna
we
ignore it?
should.
Because I'm
We
okay.
should.
Okay. This
We
week
should.
we'll watch it. Okay.
Just to see, I meant to watch it this week, didn't end up having time, but
Yeah,
we should. We
we
should just
should.
watch
Okay.
it for reference, just so we know.
And then my other question is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would know this answer. Maybe someone in the comments does, but the version she wanted to put out, because this was a book initially, right? And that's why people were so like gung ho about seeing it. I think it was a popular book at first, if I'm not mistaken. Did she change the book like ending or like something big about the book to make people not like this movie, or was it just like not a good movie? Like I'm wondering about that because sometimes there'll be such a big change theatrically that you're like, well, that ruined the story. But then sometimes it's just not a good movie. So I don't know.
I've seen a lot because I didn't read the book, but a lot of people have been commenting about how the book itself is problematic and like Colleen Hoover, the
Oh,
author of the book, is problematic and it like insensitive with the way she handled it and blah, blah, blah. Because another thing that confuses me is I'm like, why is no one on the cast coming out in defense of Justin? Like, why is nobody coming out and saying,
and everybody defends Blake. Yeah.
But so I was like, is that really just like her power and influence? Because that's a big thing that they say in the filing. It's like Blake has all the money and the power with Ryan Reynolds and whatever. And so she was able to like exercise that and like she was planting stories about there being sexual harassment on set. And the reason they got the PR person was because they knew that was coming down the pike. So in Blake's filing, it's like all of this bad press was coming out, and we figured out that it was because Justin hired a bunch of people to make sure that no one found out about the sexual harassment. According to Justin's filing, everything was fine on set. There was no issue. And then Blake started to pull all this sexual harassment shit and then leaked those stories to the press. So then we had to go on the defense. Now, to accuse a woman of lying about sexual harassment is such a big accusation.
Right.
I can't fully go there. I just can't. It's just too like now I really believe like the courts will take care of this because how do you guys have such vastly different experiences?
It almost feels like we all like collectively need to be taken out of the group chat and just let the courts handle this. Like police research, y'all do your thing, investigate. Judges, y'all make your ruling. Jury, I don't know, like, but these stories are so vastly different. Like I get it. I feel like a lot of people hear his version and be like, he's really kind of like dumbing down a lot of what happened. There might be some people that listen to her, it's like, okay, she's drumming up a lot of this.
Exactly.
So I literally don't know where to fall on this stuff. And it's like,
Same.
my whole like stance about this was that, wow, she like must have truly been a victim here, because literally everybody on this movie set has like come out to defend her in the wake of all this. Like they were just like waiting for her to make this filing, and then they all started coming out. But now, like hearing this, I'm like, I'm so confused. Like all this has me so like, I don't know. And I just want to be taken out of the group chat at this point. I don't know how to feel. I don't know.
I agree. It's like, someone has to be giving an inaccurate depiction of what happened, because either side is accusing the other of doing some crazy shit. Right. It's like either Blake was truly like, I'm going to get control of this film and I'm going to do it at any cost, and I am going to ruin your lives and claim that you guys were sexually harassing me, even though you weren't, but I just need to get control of this film so bad, and we're going to get in your face about it and all this shit. I'm going to get everyone to turn on you. I'm going to get all the cast to be against you. The author of the book, who Justin had a relationship with because he got the rights to the book a couple years before they were even in production. And so like even she, turned on him too. And like, she did all of that just because she wanted to control the movie, or Justin was a creep, and so was his husband or his producing partner, and they made her uncomfortable and other people on set uncomfortable. And Blake did what she could, and Blake wanted to control the edit because he was going to turn it into something she didn't approve of. I don't know. Someone said, I think Susan said, that this is going to come down to Sony. Susan, I think, this is all going to come down to Sony. Thank you for saying this, Susan, because I thought the same thing. I was like, first of all, Sony Pictures was the one who put out their talking points for the marketing campaign. We're like, okay, when you guys are on the red carpet, your talking points are Lily is so strong, the flower shop, nothing, like, let's not focus on the domestic violence. And that was Sony that did that. And then Sony was there also, like, I agree with that. Sony's going to get in trouble. I think the biggest thing is realizing just how the PR of it all works. Everything is PR. Everything. Legal filings, it's all like, lawyers are almost like publicists when they file these lawsuits. Like they really are. They put this shit out. They know it's going to go crazy. They know people like me, we're going to pick it up and we're going to talk about it and whatever. So I'm learning that lawsuits do not have to be based on any type of fact at all. Nope. And Justin suing the Times too, because the Time, like, I think that's not, I don't know if that's going to stick. I don't.
For an egregious amount too, right? Wasn't it some
like 250 million?
Girl, like let's not like
that's gonna be a tough one. Like I don't know if. But I also clearly I don't know anything. Okay, what am I fucking saying? I don't know anything. I am not an expert on this at all.
I went to the Wendy Williams School of Law, and she always said sue high so you can meet somewhere in the middle. So okay, maybe that's the tactic he's going to.
I think that is. I think that is. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like we're gonna hit you with something that's, you got to probably scare them, right? You got to scare them. Like, this is what we're suing you for, and then we're gonna settle.
I do want to call out one thing, because one thing I always like to do, I always like to check my own like biases. I always, my whole thing is I like to be fair when I talk about stuff, even my favorites on reality TV. You got to talk about them the way you talk about the people you hate. So everybody has to be fair game. Amit made a comment earlier that I forgot all about. TJ Miller, who was like a big role in both of the first Deadpool movies.
Yep.
They actually like fell out because he was calling him, it was something like a specific phrase. He was saying like horrifically mean or like something like that. Like just, he said that Ryan Reynolds was, and I love Ryan Reynolds. I love the Deadpool movies, are my favorite friend. I love those movies. But like he talked about for a while how much of a bully Ryan Reynolds was. But now recently he's come out and said that like they're friends again. He might be in Deadpool 4, like all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's a very recent, kind of mending of fences. Now I'm wondering, because I thought at first I'm like, oh, that's nice, they've made up. But now I'm like, ooh, why did y'all make up now now too much is like, see, now I don't trust anybody. Now all of y'all got to get out my face because I don't know what the hell is going on. So I'm out
I just don't trust anybody. No, everything literally is PR. Everything, every move, everything we see, anything we're getting is publicity. Some PR person is behind making sure we see it.
Exactly. Wait a minute. What's that option when you have when you want to get out of a group chat? It's it's like block forever. What is it? Block forever and never see a message. Something really crazy like that. That's what I need to happen. Wait, hold on. Leave this conversation. It's like block forever and something. Never hear another message. I'm like, yes, that's what I need to happen for this. I don't need to be involved in this until like we get to judgment because I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Who knows?
And it's such a source of online contention. I'm sure this chat even is an example of it. Like it's like the comment section. Everyone is on a different page.
Yeah, I love Ricky Ryan said Blake and Ryan got married on the plantation. Everything after that, I've cared little to nothing about. That's literally me. I will find out one little thing about somebody. I'm like, oh, I don't like you. I don't like that. No.
Ooh, wasn't TJ Miller also involved in essay allegations?
Oh,
I could see that.
I could see that too. Now I have no proof. I don't know what we're referring to, but I could see that.
Yeah, because Chris D'Elia, that comedian who got called out for liking young girls, but is he still around?
What's his name?
Yeah, Chris D'Elia,
the guy that was on. Oh, he was on a season of You, wasn't he? And that's when the whole story came out. That's right.
Where he played a guy who was going for a younger girl.
Yes. Literally playing him himself. Yes.
And I was like, wow, bold. When all those when everything came out, I'm like, so you were willing to play that character?
Right.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, girl.
Sick. Real sick, buddy. Real gross. All right, now let's go to the fun stuff. Golden Globes predictions. So I'm going to start with the movies. I mean, the TV stuff, because I didn't really watch a lot of the films. I know that's bad, but I watched more of the movie,
listen,
the TV stuff.
Even if we watch like 200 films during the year, they're gonna pick the 5 that we haven't seen to like nominate because they're like, oh no, these are in Spanish and they were filmed in over here and they were done down here and it was about this. So this is a great movie. It's like, is it? Okay, I was kind of bored, but all right, we love this.
I don't know if it's just because I was younger and like did what my parents wanted me to do, but I just remember everyone saw the things that were nominated for Best Picture when I was growing up. Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption. Like, I don't know, like everyone saw the movies. And I remember we all had opinions, but like now, almost always, I'm like, I didn't see it.
And we're people that literally watch everything. Like, it's hard to keep some shit away from me. Like, I will watch almost anything. If you tell me it's good, I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. I will literally watch almost anything. And for me to never have heard of something that's nominated and considered one of the best films of the year, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And I had every idea. I was like, I'm going to watch everything that was nominated, but that'd take so much time.
It does. It does indeed.
How do you feel about there being a stand-up comedy category? I feel weird about it. I'm just going to say, here's why. This is who's nominated.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx, Nikki Glaser, Seth Meyers, Adam Sandler, Ali Wong. Is it Rami Youssef? Rami,
I think.
Rami.
Is that the guy from the Hulu show?
Yeah. Well, but like, here's my question. They're all so different. How do you even compare the comedy? Like, that's sort of what's so weird to me. It's like, if you're going to see Seth Meyers, you're going to see Seth Meyers. But if you're going to see Jamie Foxx, you're going to see Jamie Foxx. You're going to see Ali Wong. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's like, it's sort of impossible. I don't like judging comedy like that. Everyone has their own different style. And I just think that's kind of weird.
And it might be based on mood too. I might be in a mood for some really just like stupid ass, like Ricky Smiley type comedy, as opposed to like something like, some people want to go like, I remember one year, I think Dave Chappelle had won something for one of his Netflix specials, but it was the one where he didn't do a lot of jokes. It was one where he was like really just kind of speaking truth about what was going on in the country. It wasn't a lot of jokes.
That was like during quarantine, right?
Yes. It was one of, and I remember thinking, I was like, not comedy, but I'm glad he said a lot of great stuff, so I'm okay with this win. But then I think about, like, if you put that in one of these categories, I'm like, well, now wait a minute, this person, like Jamie Foxx, for instance, like, crack me the hell up. Why would I if this is a comedy stand-up routine, that's what I need. So I get that. Okay, you've actually changed my mind. I'm not okay with it.
Yeah,
hate it.
I just
Get it
think
out of
it's
here.
like, yeah, it's not really fair.
Right.
All right. So best performance by a male actor in a supporting role on television.
Ooh, okay.
Now I have a horrible confession to make. I have not watched Shogun yet. Have you?
Okay. It's whoever's in that category is gonna win. I finally started, and it is kind of amazing. I remember I was mad that I didn't, because that show was made for me. That's my kind of TV show. And I literally remember, like, I only found out about it like 3 weeks into it. I'm like, well, wait a minute, what's happening? And then that's when the hype was so big. I was like, nope, I gotta wait till the hype dies down. Then I'll judge it from start to finish. Haven't done that yet, but actually after this, I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna start back watching.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be the big sweep. The Shogun
absolutely.
sweep of all of the award shows. Just to say who else is in there: Javier Bardem for Monsters. I would say great performance, but not award winning.
But great, yeah.
I don't think you watched the show. Harrison Ford for Shrinking. Now, I do watch this show. I do not think he should get a win. He's sweet and loving but I'm like, no, that's not a win. Like Harrison Ford's he plays a guy with Parkinson's, and so it's really cool to see that perspective and the way he physically is adapting and stuff like that. But there's so much comedy in it that sometimes he looks kind of silly this season when he does it. I'm like, okay, but I can tell he's having the time of his life. I can tell it's like his favorite thing he's ever done.
Okay.
Do you watch Slow Horses?
I used to, I watched the entire first season. I think it's like 3 seasons now, right?
I think
it's on Apple. I was watching it on Apple. Yeah. I watched the whole first season, and then I started season 2, and then I'll get distracted by something else. I'm like, I don't want to watch that anymore. So one of those.
Yeah,
but it was good. It was really good.
Diego Luna for La Máquina and Iban Mas Backrack. God, that's a name for the Bear. I did think he was amazing, and his arc is great. So I would totally be okay if they gave it to him. I wouldn't be bummed about it.
What season of the Bear is this award season for?
I think
3
it's
or 2.
Because they're always like a season behind, aren't they? Or have they caught up now?
I don't know.
Because we got 3 or 4. I can't remember.
We're on 3. I think 4 is coming. So yeah.
So I'm gonna guess it's for 2. Okay. They're always
if
one behind, aren't they?
Then he definitely deserves it. That was amazing. He won't get it because the Shogun's gonna sweep, but that episode, his episode where he went and became the learn how to be the best host and all that stuff. That was just a fantastic episode of television. So I would definitely be behind him. Oh, they say Golden Globes are caught up. Emmys are what's behind. So
thank you.
So then no.
Okay, so then because season 3 of The Bear is just I tried so hard. I'm gonna give myself credit. I tried so hard to be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it to you.
You did, yeah.
But I get it.
Yes. Let me ask you, because the big thing, the number one thing I see in comment sections all the time, whenever they talk about how nominated The Bear is and all the stuff for comedy awards, everyone's like, it's not a comedy. Why is it in this cat? Okay, I was going to say, where do you land on that?
It's not a fucking comedy. It's so upsetting to me. I'm like, because for example, Succession had so many comedic elements, but it was a drama.
Yes, and it was in the drama category.
It was still funny. There was still I'm not kidding, laugh out loud funny moments.
Yes.
For any of my Succession girlies watching, I think it was the last season. It's when Logan has a UTI and starts literally going crazy, and they don't know what's happening, and they have to pretend. He's like, "Get the cat out of here," and there's no cat. So then someone has to pretend to put a cat. No, get the cat out. They're like, "Okay, I'm getting the cat out." Comedy. Yes. I've laughed my ass off at that. And then what's his face's character is like, what the hell is that? He's like, it's an imaginary cat. Can I help you? What is it? Great writing, great comedy. Yes. But it's a drama. So when you cut over to the bear in a comedy, I'm like, what? Guys.
Can I ask too? Because there's a lot of stuff I always assume that I know that I sometimes realize I'm like, that might be a lie. I might be lying to people sometimes.
That's just where unfortunately we're very similar.
Yeah.
Because we are like the blind leading the blind. And I feel like a lot of the time we've seen the same shit. And we're like, I thought that was real. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yes. What, Kendrick?
So networks, if I'm not mistaken, they submit things for certain categories, right? Like they're saying like, oh, I'm submitting this for best limited series comedy or best limited series this or best drama this. So is it FX or Hulu that's saying every year, oh, The Bear, that was the best comedy this year or something like that, and not submitting it as a drama?
These are good questions. Like how, like I think that, well, I know that they want to be in the comedy category. That's why they keep the episodes half hour.
Okay.
Which I also learned was a comedy thing. Like if you like a comedy is half hour. Yeah. So they want it to be a comedy, which is why it is a 30 minutes. So they just don't get it. It's like you guys aren't making a comedy. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay. Well, I guess that's what they want to do. I feel like that might be a cop out for the Bear because I feel like they don't want to compete in drama. So they're like,
that's
no,
what I was thinking in my head, but I'm like, is that fucked up to say? But that's what I was thinking.
Right.
Like, we can win in the comedy category because like when a serious comedy is in a comedy category, it'll win.
Exactly. That's what
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I'm glad Abbott Elementary did a little humbling for them though, because I was like, yes, they deserve it. Because Abbott Elementary is seriously the silliest shit on TV, and it will make you laugh every time you tune in. So I'm glad they do a little humbling for them.
Wild Wild West cold open.
Yes.
I've gone back just to watch it, just because it cracks me up every single time. They're so into it. That's why I think I love it so much. I'm like, oh, these like the actors are like, we learned this choreography and we will be nailing this choreography.
The one that I always rewatch is when the dad wants to fight Gregory and he's in the hallway telling everybody about it. He's like, I'm not some common ruffian here. And Ava's like, see, why would you say it like that? That's why people want to beat your ass now.
Oh, Ava, Ava is like my number one for sure. Funny. She's one of the best characters ever written for a woman in comedy. Brilliant character.
She needs to be, she's always nominated, but she needs to finally win her award because like she is one that just every time she opens her mouth is gonna like have you screaming. So she needs
and she does, and they give just a perfect amount of heart to the character. Just a perfect, you always, that's why I was wondering about what was the English teacher, that show. I'm like, you got to give this guy some good quality because you literally have zero going for him right now.
Right.
If you're going to have a character like Ava, she's got to have some redeeming quality. And that redeeming quality is that she hustles for the kids and knows how to get this public school shit that they need, even though no one wants to give it to them. It really, Abbott Elementary also just exposes like how sad the public school system is.
Amit just said her stand-up is hilarious. I don't know if it was her like actual stand-up or if she was like, it was one of the ones that she was doing with like a lot of different stand-up comedians, but she tells this joke about getting like women getting dropped off in an Uber at night with a male driver. And she was always talking about how like you have to like hype up what you're going into, you know, to so that the man doesn't like follow you at home. And she's like, all right, well, thank you all. My pit bull training boyfriend, he's in here. You know, we got a whole animal cage in here where I'm gonna go in here and sit. She's talking about all this stuff so this man doesn't like literally physically attack her at night. It's like, yeah, because he says something that like throws her off. He's like, you live alone? And she's like, oh shit, okay, I gotta like I have to like step it up now. So yes, her stand-up is hilarious.
I didn't even know I could watch her stand-up. Done and done. I know what I'm gonna do later.
There you go.
Okay, best performance by a female actor in a supporting role on television. Liza for The Bear. And I will say she's amazing on The Bear. She's excellent. What's the name? What's her character's name? I can't remember. Gloria?
Maybe.
Gloria. I think that sounds right. Hannah Einbinder, however you say her name, from Hacks. Look, I know people hate her. I think she's really good. I think she gives a lot of depth to that performance. It's still hilariously funny. I think she's so good. I didn't get through Ripley, but Dakota Fanning got it for Ripley. I didn't finish Ripley.
Yeah, me
It
neither.
was a little bit boring.
Yeah, because then it was black and white, and I was like, okay, it's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, that's how I felt too. I was like, I don't know why I don't enjoy the black and white of it all, but I need them not to. Yeah, I don't like it. Jessica Gunning for Baby Reindeer. My confession is I never finished Baby Reindeer.
Oh,
I've
watched it all the way through 4 times. I thought it was so good.
I just wanted to kill her.
she'll get that award. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, she's gonna win that category.
Okay. Allison Janney for The Diplomat, and Callie Reese for True Detective Night Country. I don't think she would deserve it, though. I hate to say it. I hate saying this, and I'm sure I'll get in trouble, but I really don't think she's a good actress.
Oh,
I think she it's like she has what J-Lo has, where like her face doesn't give me enough. It's like she's like, I'm crying and I'm upset right now, but like nothing's really coming out of her face. I'm like, girl, none work for me. Okay.
The only person that might give Baby Reindeer a run is Allison Janney, just because she's amazing in everything. So that might be her only competition, but the actress from Baby Reindeer is going to win that.
Okay. Best performance by a male actor in a limited series, anthology, or a motion picture made for television.
You know I love a limited series. Here we go.
Colin Farrell, The Penguin. Okay. And I'm looking at all the other ones. We got Richard Gadd, Baby Reindeer, Kevin Kline, Disclaimer. Kevin Kline, look, I watched Disclaimer through the whole thing, top to bottom. I'm sorry, Colin Farrell for me, because of all the shit he had to put on his body and the way he had to how he in between takes, he would go into like the cool off room because otherwise he would melt and sweat through everything. Like that's so much effort.
Award committees do love that. They value that a lot.
Right.
So
and I feel like they should, because I'm like, that is commitment. Cooper Koch Coach from Monsters.
Monsters.
And it's funny. We both said the same thing. Like that scene, that big, the one episode that's just one slow push in. We were like, well, I literally was like, well, that's his Oscar or his award clip that they'll show.
And if you watch that shower, if you watch that shower, I can't even say it out loud. It's so stupid. If you watch that shower scene, then you know he has the right last name as well. So there we go. Just saying.
Can't even say it. I haven't even heard of this. Ewan McGregor is nominated for A Gentleman in Moscow.
Yeah,
I haven't even heard of it. Andrew Scott for Ripley. I vote for Colin Farrell. I like I said, Kevin Kline, he was great in Disclaimer, but I gotta give it to Colin Farrell just for the effort.
I actually would love if Colin Farrell won this category, but Baby Reindeer is going to win this one too.
Oh, okay. It's going to sweep. We'll all right. Fair.
Are the awards tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we'll text during and we'll see how our predictions will work out. Perfect.
Okay, best performance by a female actor in a limited series, blah, 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 blah. Kate Blanchett, Disclaimer.
No, obviously. Penguin. Penguin's got it.
Yep.
Sorry.
Jodie Foster, True Detective. Kristen Milioti, done. The Penguin. Got it. I know you're going to say Jodie Foster, maybe. Sofia Vergara for Griselda. No. Naomi Watts for Feud. Capote versus the Swans. God, that was terrible. I didn't even finish it. I'm like, how did you make this so awful? Kate Winslet, The Regime. Fuck the regime.
No.
Okay. I am like one of the few people who actually watched it all the way to the end because I was like, it has to get better.
I stopped.
There has to be a point. It was awful. The fact that she's nominated, I'm like, what did she do? It was the weirdest role ever.
We literally sat on this very platform. We hyped ourselves up to finish watching that show. I made it to episode 3 and I was like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I did not understand the point of that show. And I think it was supposed to be a comedy. Maybe.
I couldn't tell you either. Okay.
No idea.
Couldn't. I finished it. And when it was over, I was like, what the fuck did they spend millions of dollars, I'm sure, to make that?
Right.
Awful. Okay, best performance by a male actor.
Wait, before you go to that, especially this is how HBO got us. Amit just made a great point because she said there was one, she made it through an episode and a half, name recognition alone. That's how they got us, because we were so high off of Mayor of Easttown that we were like, we don't care, we're gonna watch anything she's in. And we watched it, we were like, oh, no, thank you. I'm okay.
It was horrendous.
No.
Horrendous.
So no.
Exactly. What was the point? You're watching it. Like, that's why I had to finish it for some. I was like, what is the point? Is it going to have a point? Are we going to get why we're watching this weird world? Oh, it was awful.
It was terrible.
Okay. Best performance by a male actor in a television series, musical, or comedy.
Okay.
I did not watch this. But Adam Brody for Nobody Wants This.
I watched that.
How was he? He was cute.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, I didn't think he'd be nominated for an award for it, but I mean, he was good. Yeah.
Right. Ted Danson, A Man on the Inside. I tried to watch this. I stopped, I think, on like the second episode. I was like, whatever, I'm over it. Steve, I have to say, this is something I see a lot. And the reason why I stopped watching Man on the Inside is for the same reason. It's happened on The Jackal. And what happens is when writers are putting together characters, they think that obstacles, conflict is always the objective. But I think it works so much more interestingly when you actually have characters that work together as opposed to in constant opposition.
Yeah.
And so The Jackal, everyone was in constant opposition. So I didn't really know who I was supposed to be like following.
You don't know who you should root for. Yeah.
Exactly. And then on Man on the Inside, Ted Danson is recruited to go undercover at this old folks home because this detective is trying to get information from one of them. And I'm like, you have like, but she's so mean to him.
Right.
And I'm like, this is some guy that you got off Craigslist and you're like, okay, God, you're so annoying. I'm like, you need him to do this for you. Why are you being a bitch? It would work so much better if you were nice to him. And so I had to stop watching. I got so over it.
You know what? That's a fantastic point, because it really takes a show like Game of Thrones to show you that, like, that's a show where everyone's in like conflict all the time, but the characters themselves are so compelling that no matter what, who you want to root for. That's the problem. If you're going to give us people always in conflict, you need to be able to, like, for us to justify, okay, well, I don't know who I should root for, but I'm gonna root for her because, her home life is so bad. I just want her to have a win, or like something. Like, you got to give us more. You can't just like give us half-ass backstories and half-ass personalities and all this stuff and then expect us to like fill in the blanks for you. Like, no, you need to fill them in for me. I need to be like, I should know whose side I want to be on when I'm watching this.
You said it perfect. When I was watching The Agency, and I thought, now you see, they have established the relationship between these characters in a way where I understand where everyone. So the guys that are like working at the agency, they've been working together for a while. Clearly, they've seen a lot, and I'm gathering that purely based off of dialogue and interactions and the way the scenes were set up. In The Jackal, I couldn't tell if the agent who, I'm not going to say what happens to her, but the agent who is like seemingly an expert on shooting guns and like the ratio of like this thing to that thing and all that, whatever. Has she worked there for a long time, or did she just meet this people? Because like they're acting like they don't know her, like they don't really want to hear from her. But I'm like, well, I don't know who she is even. I don't know who you guys are. So there's no established relationship, no established history. So I'm like, do you like her? Is she good or is she bad? Like, I don't. Like, you have to really, like, you have to take the time to do that.
Exactly.
All right. Steve Martin for Only Murders in the Building. That's fine. Cute. Sure. Jason, I feel like he just has to get nominated. I feel like as long as Only Murders in the Building is out, Steve and Martin Short are both nominated. Like, they have to be nominated. It's just like a requirement. Jason Segel for Shrinking. He is very good in that. Like very good, like depth of performance, lots of good comedy. And I'm not even I wasn't a big fan of his for a long time. So I'm actually quite surprised. And then Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. And this is where Jeremy Allen White gets to win.
Exactly.
Like it's not fair to have him in that category.
Who were the first two? We went on a tangent and I forgot half the category.
Adam Brody, Ted Danson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I care about that category.
Right.
Yeah.
How about this one though? This is a better one. Best performance by a female actor in a television series.
Okay, let's get it.
We got Kristen Bell for Nobody Wants This.
Okay.
I don't. Okay. But we got Quinta Brunson for Abbott Elementary.
Love it.
Io for The Bear. Duh.
Okay.
Selena Gomez for Only Murders in the Building. Absolutely fucking not. I'm sorry. I don't care how much people love Selena Gomez. I have never in my life seen a worse actress.
Oh,
I'm like, what? I'm like, I was so mad when I first started watching Only Murders in the Building. I was late to watch, but I'm like, I'm so sorry. What are we pretending like she's doing a good job? Like, I'm confused. Yeah. And she talks with her mouth like this. So she's like, listen, guys, we're not going to go there and do that. Okay. I'm like, oh, what? Is that the final take? Ooh. I'm so confused, but it's like, it's Only Murders in the Building. So she's got to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine Hahn for Agatha All Along.
That was one of my shows of the year. I loved it.
You're gonna hate me, but I hated it. Hated it.
Did you watch all the way through?
All the way through the whole fucking thing.
I loved it so much.
I loved a couple. I loved it a little bit, but I was like, "Is this for kids? Is this?" Yeah. And then I thought her performance was awful.
Really?
I thought it was bad. Like I was like, her teeth were so distracting. I'm like, did she get new caps on her teeth or something? I was so bummed out because I know everyone loved it, and I was like,
oh my God, I love this so much.
I know everyone. A lot of people did. Jean Smart for Hacks. She's great on Hacks, but she won't win because she just won't.
She might. Sometimes because like she pops up every now and then. She like I feel like she might be a sneaker and Quinta might be a sneaker. I feel like Io will probably get it. That'll probably happen. She'll probably get it. I would love it if Quinta got it because I mean all the things. But I don't know. I don't know about that one either.
That's a tough one.
That's a toughie.
I'm gonna go either Io or Quinta.
Okay, I can go with that. I'm rocking with that.
Yeah. If Jean Smart gets it, I won't be upset because it really is a great role and she does an amazing job. And like, I do love her in it. So I wouldn't be mad about that. But if Kristen Bell gets it, I'll be like, okay, guys.
Like, girl. Come on. Like, it was I enjoyed that. I will say I enjoyed the binge. I did like binging and watching that show. But at no point did I think, wow, these two are going to be nominated for an award after this. Like, this is going to be great for them. Never thought that. But I mean, cute show. It was good.
Cute show. Yeah. Best performance by a male actor in a television series, Donald Glover in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I did not watch it, but I heard it was good.
Either. I keep hearing it's good and I keep meaning to watch, but I have not watched.
Same, because it's on Prime Video, right?
Yeah, and they started sneaking ads in there, and I'm like, okay, fuck y'all. Like, yeah.
Now, how about this one? Jake Gyllenhaal, presumed innocent.
How do we feel about that?
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good. It's not.
Made me hate him.
It's not his fault, I guess. That the ending was so bad, but like his performance was good. Was good. Doesn't really matter though because Shogun is nominated in this category.
Oh, they'll get it. Yep, they got it.
They'll get it. Like Gary Oldman for Slow Horses, Eddie Redmayne for Day of the Jackal. No, Billy Bob Thornton for Landman. I tried to watch Landman. I did. I gave it a shot. I really did. But I don't think you realize how much I hate Allie Landry. What's her name? Allie, the girl in it. I thought her career was over, but then I saw that she was in it. And I was like, oh, maybe she's kind of worked on her acting. She is not.
Is that who was trying to take Beyonce's husband and Obsessed? Am I thinking of the right person? Am I thinking of the wrong person? Wait a minute, Allie Landry.
Look. That might not be her name. Look up Landman. Cast.
Landman cast. Okay. Allie Larder.
There you go.
Okay, let me see what she's been. Yes. Okay. I was still thinking that
was weird.
Yes, she was trying to F on Idris Elba in Obsessed. Yes. Okay.
What?
How did I land on it? What is happening?
That is weird that maybe because you saw you've seen an ad. Maybe you saw an ad for it too and saw her. But let me just tell you,
maybe
as she comes on that screen, I was like, oh, never mind. Okay, bye. He was already kind of pushing it, and I was like, I don't really know. And then but I think Shogun will just get that, so we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Best performance by a female actor in a television series, Kathy Bates for Matlock.
They are loving Matlock, man. They are loving it.
Okay. Emma Darcy for House of the Dragon.
I mean, she had some
Wait,
scenes too. We can all disagree about the actual season itself, but she had some fantastic scenes last season. So
she sure did.
yeah.
Does this mean that what's her name didn't get it? What's
If
her
she's
name?
not up there, because
Allison?
I would imagine they would.
Wouldn't this be the same category?
I would hope so. They're both on
Oh
the
my
poster. Like, why wouldn't you?
goodness. That makes me sad. She was so good, but I get it. Like, it's kind of like in a play, in like a Shakespeare play. You know, there's one role that isn't going to be as exciting, but it's actually much the more difficult role to play because it's like subtle and whatever. As where Emma Darcy's or Rhaenyra gets to be a little bit more out there. But because I thought they were both like that last scene in the or their last scene in the finale, it was like, oh, the acting. Oh.
It's like Daenerys versus Cersei. Like Daenerys is gonna get like the fan love, the praise, and all like that. But Cersei's the one like in the background making everything happen, making it work. So I get that.
Well, Cersei though, like Cersei's still a good fun character to play.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
Allison. That was my fave.
Allison and like Rhaenyra, I think Allison is like not as fun.
Yeah.
To play, you know.
Yeah.
She's not as fun. Cersei would be the role I would want. Cersei is the fun role. God,
yes. Oh, just like I was a Dany stan, but Cersei was my girl. They never turned me against Cersei. I was like, you know what? Kill him. I don't care. Kill him, Cersei. I don't care.
Let's see. Who else do we have? Shogun's on here. So we got Keira Knightley for Black Doves. Didn't watch it. Carrie Russell, the diplomat. Didn't watch it. Maya Erskine for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Obviously, we didn't watch it. Only because those are the ones I watched. I would like Emma Darcy to get it for House of the Dragon. However, Shogun is going to get it. Anna,
Shogun's going to get it.
We'll get it. Yeah, she'll get it. Okay, best television limited series, anthology series, etc. Baby Reindeer, Disclaimer, Monsters, The Penguin, Ripley, True Detective, Night Country.
That's a category, man.
That's a category. There we go. That's a category.
No,
I think Baby Reindeer will get it.
I think Baby Reindeer will get it too. That would be one too, though. I would not be mad if the Penguin got it. Like I'd be happy with that. But
Monsters should not get it.
They might though.
The Lyle and Eric Menendez story should not get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not get it. Okay.
I think I'm voting Baby Reindeer too. That'll probably get it.
I just feels like that is going to be the one that pulls it in.
Look how many people are saying they love Matlock in the comments. Like every time you bring up Matlock, people love it. So I feel like I need to start watching this show. Okay. Go Kathy.
Go Kathy is right.
Yes.
Best television series, musical or comedy? Abbott Elementary, The Bear, The Gentleman, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building.
I'm glad The Gentleman got some love. Now, would I have nominated it? No.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
I'm glad it got some love. That's nice. I'd go Abbott.
Out of this thing, I bet Abbott's gonna get it, but I do fucking love Hacks, and I think that I could go either way.
And they've gotten it before.
Have they?
I think either at the Emmys or the Golden. One of them, they've gotten it before. Like they were
okay.
Best,
good.
So yeah.
Good. The Bear better not get it.
God, if it's God, they know they said because they said Golden Globes are caught up. If the Bear gets it for season 3, then that's all I need to know. Like I'm not trusting any award show ever again because no ma'am.
Best television series drama: The Day of the Jackal. No. The Diplomat. Didn't watch it. Maybe I'll watch that today. Mr. and Mrs. Smith again didn't watch.
I don't think the Diplomat is worth prioritizing. I like it, but. You know, it's one of those shows, you know, every now and then just throw it on, you know, I'm on episode 5. Let me watch, you know.
Okay. Shogun. So that'll win. Slow Horses and Squid Game. Shogun's going to get it.
Squid Game, what? This new season already?
I don't know.
How the heck? Okay, well.
Oh, so then maybe they're not caught up.
But no, they got to be, because if they that behind, then that means that, because Squid Game season 1 came out 2020, didn't it?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so they got to be past it at least.
Huh.
So it's got to be for this new season. They must have like sent it, and
they must have sent it in and got it already. Like, okay, interesting. All right, best original song. I'm not going to go through these. Best screenplay. These are for movies. All right, let's see. Let's see what's nominated for movies and see if you've watched any of them. I'm going to go.
Let's see.
Top. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Best motion picture drama. The Brutalist. I have not seen one of these. Complete Unknown. A Complete Unknown is the Bob Dylan one, isn't it?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
With Timothy Chalamet. Conclave. Dune.
I started that. Oh, I hate the Dune movies. Can I just say I'm sorry, because everyone expects me to be, I'm the sci-fi guy. Like I love my sci-fi and all. I hate the Dune movies. They are so boring to me.
It's so funny. My friend, Christopher, my friend who does my training or whatever, he was going off about the Dune. He's like, it's fucking boring. And everyone's like going on and on about it, but I'm so bored.
It's just one of those things that's like so big budget that people feel like, in my opinion, just feel like it has to be good. I get so bored. I tried to watch it so many times. Like, I hate
so funny. That is so funny.
And it's got Oscar Isaac, Zendaya, like all my people. I should love it, but I'm just like,
right?
I'm so bored.
How funny. Nickel Boys and September 5th.
My birthday. What's that about? What's that movie about? Hold on. Is that about me? Wait a minute. What?
Imagine it's a whole biopic about you.
Right. I ain't got no check or nothing. What is going on?
Is that about me? What is it about?
It's got a good cast though. Peter Skarsgård, John Magaro. I don't know if you know him, but I know his face. So he's always in a lot of stuff. I would watch. Okay, maybe I'll check that out. I don't know. What happened on September 5th, though? You know what? Never mind. Something about the president of ABC Sports. I don't know.
Okay, so now best motion picture, musical or comedy.
Okay.
Anora? I don't know that one. Challengers. I didn't see that.
Loved it. Loved it.
Emilia Perez.
That was good.
A Real Pain. Okay. The Substance.
People have been saying that was the movie of the year, though. A lot of people saw that and said it. Yeah, so I need to put that on my list to watch. I have not watched that yet.
However, the last on there is Wicked, and I feel like that
my
should
vote.
Get it. Yeah,
because I've rewatched it 2 times since it came out on Wednesday. So,
oh really? Okay, yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Best motion picture animated. Flow. Inside Out 2, which I personally would love to win because I just genuinely love those movies. I could never get enough of them. Memoir of a Snail, Moana 2, Wallace and Gromit, The Wild Robot.
Oh, I hope Wild Robot gets it. That's
Really?
my vote. I'm really hoping the Wild Robot gets it.
Okay.
That's one. Actually, if you watch, that might pull a little tear out of your eye.
Oh, I sobbed my face off for Inside Out 2. So.
Oh, did you? Okay. So
every time I watch an Inside Out, like if I watch Inside Out and I'm like, I'm going to this is therapy, honestly. Like
that's me watching Coco. Oh,
when she has a panic attack in I was bawling. I was like, this is exactly what it's like. It's like they really get it. Like they really they understand it.
Oh my God.
So good. Okay. So this one trips me the fuck out.
Okay.
This category. Okay. Cinematic and box office achievement.
This was their backlash award because people felt like none of the movies that they were watching were getting nominated for anything. So they're like, here
you go.
Exactly.
I could care less about that.
What's in that category? I've completely forgotten.
Alien, Romulus, Beetlejuice, Deadpool and Wolverine, Gladiator 2, Inside Out 2, Twisters with an S, Wicked, The Wild Robot.
Okay. Cinematic. So have they said what that means? Like, what does that mean?
Box office achievement. Like, I don't.
So whoever made the most money wins?
Exactly. Like, is it that simple? Is it like, okay, is that how you win the category?
Right.
Isn't that weird?
That's
It's a weird
confusing to
one.
me. Yeah.
And like, how
So
do
I
you
don't know
pick a
who did
winner?
that.
Isn't that just like a statistic that's like you either got it or you didn't? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that
Right.
just numbers?
We'll see,
Um,
child.
okay, and let's see. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture drama. I have not seen
Okay.
it, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. Pamela Anderson, The Last Showgirl.
Oh, I haven't watched that either. Okay.
I really want to give her that. Angelina Jolie, Maria, but I don't want her to. She's not going to win this because of the who else she's up against. Angelina Jolie might get it because she's been gone for a while, and I
Okay.
feel like they might want to give it to her. Nicole Kidman, Baby Girl. I didn't see it.
No. Well. Hold on. Hold on. I will say the movie is pointless as hell. There was no need to make the movie. But the acting in the movie was fantastic. I will say that. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if she'll win. She won't win that. But
She won't.
I will give them that. It was fantastic performances across the board.
Okay, good for them.
Pointless ass movie.
Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door. I did not see it. Have you also seen that Tilda Swinton is doing this, whatever they call the live performance art type thing, where in a glass case, she sleeps literally while people walk around and like look at her. I know. Look it up because there's a whole like system too, but it's like random too. She will go. There's no blanket though. It's haunting. The pictures I'm seeing, it's just her laying in a glass case, no blanket, on a like one little sad looking pillow, and she just I guess she's dead asleep.
Not a sad ass pillow. Oh.
I'm like, what? And she's asleep like that? Like, I don't know. It's a bright ass gallery. She doesn't have an eye mask on. She just asleep.
Oh, she seems like the type though.
She
seems like the type to do this. To be honest,
seems like the type.
That actually kind of tracks for me. That tracks a little.
Like the type. Tilda Swinton would do that.
Yes.
You know, she fucking would. Classic Tilda. What a Tilda Swinton move. That's funny.
Goodness.
Okay, Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. I did not see that. I mean, I didn't see anything.
They were saying Fernanda Torres before we even.
Okay. So she's going to be the front runner. Copy that. Okay. So she's the front runner. And then
what's the name of the movie?
I'm Still Here.
I'm Still Here. Okay, I'll put it on my list.
And Kate Winslet for Lee. I didn't see that either, but okay, good to know. Fernanda Torres, you go, girl.
Kate Winslet is on our shit list right now.
Kate,
so
you are done. We're done with you.
Dead to me. We're not watching.
Okay, best performance by a male actor in a motion picture drama: Adrian Brody, The Brutalist; Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown; Daniel Craig, Queer; Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing. I want to watch that. Ralph Fiennes, Conclave; and Sebastian Stan, The Apprentice.
They were saying he was great in that. I did not see because I think he plays Donald Trump in that, right?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. What's The Apprentice? That's right. That's right.
I think Ralph Fiennes will get that one. No, I would love for Coleman Domingo to pull it out, but I think Ralph Fiennes is probably going to win it because I think everyone is all about Conclave this year, so he'll probably.
Okay. So do I need to watch Conclave?
I started it. I have not finished it yet. Though,
okay.
It's churchy. Like I think they're like in. What is it, like Catholic churchy? What are they called? Not cardinals, but I don't know, priest. I don't know. He has
that's right. That's right. I remember seeing the ads for it. Okay, the promos for it. Yeah, you're right.
We'll watch that this week.
Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy: Amy Adams, Night Bitch. This is my front runner. Cynthia, Wicked.
Yes.
Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez. Okay. Mikey Madison for Honora, Demi Moore for The Substance, Zendaya for Challengers. Oh no, I have to. It's got to be Cynthia for me. I have never seen a performance like that in a musical.
Oh, she was so. Oh my god, so good. I would love if she got it.
Yeah, because I don't normally like to watch those actors on actors things because it's like I can only handle so many minutes of it. I'm just like, shut up. You guys are being so annoying.
Right.
But the one with her and Angelina Jolie, Angelina Jolie does, she's like, you brought us in so close in a way that just doesn't typically happen. in a musical, and like that exactly is what it felt like. It's like Cynthia was, she was green for fuck's sake, and I was still so in it and so connected from a reality-based standpoint. Like and I could listen to her sing anything. Her voice is
having delusions of grandeur.
I love her voice. Like I love her.
If they see, the only thing that scares me sometimes is you never know, because like we will think that someone is fantastic in something, but then the stupid like producers will put up a scene that like you're like, why did you pick that scene to like have her nominated? That is not the scene.
The clip that they use. I agree. Who picks them?
Right. I'm like, what do you do? Because it's not, for people that don't know, I think like for most award shows, it's not like they're saying like this whole body or something like that. I think they have to submit like a scene for them to like, or maybe that's for TV. I don't know. Maybe it's for TV, but with movies too, I think they got to sometimes put up a scene. And so like if they didn't do it for like Defying Gravity or so, I don't know. It would have been an insane choice if they didn't, if that's not the way it works with movies too.
You know what else they pull weird clips for? When you go on like a talk show or Watch What Happens Live, and they play a clip, and it's the most random rogue clip that shows me nothing I want to see about that show. It actually makes me not want to watch the show. I'm like, who submits these? I
was literally about to say, I can confidently say a guest on Watch What Happens Live with the clip that they brought has never made me want to watch a TV show
ever,
or never made me want to watch a movie ever. I'm like, what is this? What is
the weirdest little like 30 seconds that this is what you picked to show us?
Right.
Okay. It's awkward. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture. I promise we're almost done, guys. Musical or comedy. Jesse Eisenberg, A Real Pain. Is that who I think it is? Jesse Eisenberg?
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's what's
I don't
the
like
movie where Homeland goes missing?
Who's Homeland?
It's so stupid.
Claire Danes.
Yes.
Claire
The
Danes.
TV show where she goes missing. Yes. When she's the wife of Jesse Eisenberg. That's
a Real Pain?
About, yes.
That's what that is? A Real Pain?
No. That's not that.
Because that was terrible.
that dragged on for a while. I was like, you don't need this much. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know who to like. I don't like any of you people. Like,
yeah,
that was bad.
Kind of sucked.
I don't like Jesse Eisenberg at all. at all. Hugh Grant for Heretic. I didn't watch it. Gabriel LaBelle for Saturday Night. Jesse Plemons, Kind of Kindness.
Oh, he's good in everything. So he might get that.
Glenn Powell, Hitman. Sebastian Stan, A Different Man. Oh, he's got nominated for 2 different roles.
Yeah, that's the one.
Categories.
Yeah, Sebastian. Okay.
Ooh, Sebastian having a night.
And wasn't he when he played Tommy? Didn't he get nominated for that too?
Oh, did he?
When Pam and Tommy, didn't he? I think he got nominated for that. Yeah. Okay.
He's good.
Okay, Sebastian, my Winter Soldier, right?
Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. That's funny. That's weird. They're like, doesn't matter. Throw them in there. Put them all
Anybody
together.
left? Let's go.
Who else we got? And it's funny, the categories. Selena Gomez for Amelia Perez. I didn't even know that she. Okay. Ariana Grande, Wicked. That makes sense that they're like, we put her in that category.
Right.
Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. Margaret Qualley for The Substance, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez.
That's either gonna go to Zoe or I would actually love it if Ariana won, because I thought she was too.
I thought she was so good.
Yeah.
I
wonder what scene they put up.
I know exactly what scene, because they're going to pick the dumb one.
Exactly.
Best performance by a male actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. Yura Borisov for Honora. Kieran Culkin, A Real Pain. That's what Jesse's doing it for. A Real Pain is the movie that he did with Kieran Culkin. Yeah.
Okay.
Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce, The Brutalist. Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Denzel Washington, Gladiator 2.
Everyone has been saying that this is
Denzel.
going to be Denzel's third Oscar, so I could imagine him win this Golden Globe. So I think this will tell us if he beats out all these people.
Denzel's really having a whole moment,
a renaissance. Yeah,
it's so funny. Every time I've ever seen Denzel, I've seen him throughout the years. When I've worked in restaurants and stuff, he's such an asshole, like an asshole, like one of the rudest, meanest people I've ever had to deal with. So when he gets all this praise, I'm like, oh, it's hard for me because he's one of the meanest people you ever have to deal with.
Really?
His wife, Pauletta, a dream. She actually is what I think she's all like, she knows, but I don't like the way he talks to her sometimes too.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I'm surprised this doesn't get out there more because like he's all business. He doesn't fuck around, but he's not kind at all. And Pauletta though, I worked out with her a lot. She did a spin class that I would do with my friend. My friend was the instructor, and we talked to Pauletta all the time afterwards. Like she was Pauletta is amazing. Like everything.
Good.
So it makes me forget about her husband. But I was like, I so badly wanted to be like, I remember at Soho House when he treated you like shit, and I wanted to kick his ass.
Right. And he's one of my favorite people on the planet. I hate that.
And she was like bending down, like just trying to keep him together, keep him from big. He was like in a mood. And she was just like, oh God. Yeah, it was. So I'm glad that we're all I'm talking about it at least. Cause I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I'm like, he's not nice. He is a mean guy, but it's like he's allowed to be because he's Denzel Washington. So even I've said things here and there to people, but they're like, but he's so good, it doesn't matter. I'm like, that's fine. You deal with him then when he's being mean.
You're right.
It's not fun. He is just straight mean. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care about best director. Best director, I really don't care about. Best screenplay, I don't really care about. Best original score. Okay, we got them all. We got the ones I cared about.
Boom, there we go.
Okay. Well, that was fun. I'm glad. Social Network. What was that, Susan? Is that about Jesse Eisenberg? Yeah, that's about Jesse. I also do love Coleman Domingo. I'm glad you point that out. I can't wait to see what he wears because he brings fashion to the award shows. He looks so good at award shows. So I'm excited for his outfit.
I haven't finished The Madness yet, but I was really enjoying it as I was going along. So I need to finish that because he's great.
I need to see Sing Sing too. I need to watch that because I love the premise of it. I love the whole thing. All right. Well, on that note, okay, well, guys, we're going to finally wrap this up. Kendrick, thanks for hanging in there for this whole time. It's been a long one. Appreciate you all so much for being here. Don't forget, you got to follow Kendrick with Kendrick Tucker on Instagram, and then also on Threads too. Same handle, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, his podcast, I Cannot, is available everywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you to everyone in the chat. We always love having you here. Thank you guys so much. Loves ya. And wait, can I play? Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm wondering if I can play this. I'm about to play something, and I just want to know if you guys can even hear it because it's this new thing. Let me see it. Can you guys hear that music? So much. Mean it. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You can also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.